welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today's video is going to be a soft glam makeup tutorial. Okay, so step number 1 would be the primer. So I'm using the Leveler Pore Minimizing Primer by Beauty Blender. So I've just taken a small amount and I'm just rubbing that in. I like to use my fingers when applying primer. I feel like it gets in my skin better. Next step is brows. So I'm using an angled brush that I got from Target, and I'm using my ABH Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony. So the way that I like to do my eyebrows is line the bottoms of both of my eyebrows and compare the two to make sure that they're even. Then I'll go in and line the tops of both of my eyebrows and blend that in together once I like the shape. Next step is to carve out the brows. So I'm using the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in Coconut Flakes, and I just take that on an angled brush and I carve out the bottom of my brows, then the top of my brows, just like when I was filling them in. So next I'll be using a damp beauty blender to apply my Faux Filter Huda Beauty Foundation in the shade Amaretti. On a side note, I still do have my eyelash extensions, so applying my foundation on my top lid is a little difficult, so I do use a smaller brush for it. This foundation is medium to full coverage, and a little bit goes a long way, so you just need a couple of dots and it blends out flawlessly. So next I go back in with the same concealer, which is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer, and I apply that in a triangle underneath my eyes, a dot on my forehead, on my chin, and just on my cupid's bow. And once again, blending this out with a damp beauty sponge. I do use a smaller size just because it's for a smaller area. Next, I have my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Banana Bread. So with a small angled brush, I'm dusting the powder on my eyelids first. Now using the same Huda Beauty powder, I'm applying it all over my face just so that I can get my foundation to set. So as you can see, I'm applying translucent powder onto my eyebrows as well. I do bake my eyebrows because I do have oilier skin and I find that my eyebrows don't move and they set really nicely when I do bake them. Next we're going to contour, and for contouring I'm using the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Light. So I apply that in the hollows of my cheeks, underneath my chin, on the sides of my jaw, and my forehead. And once that's all blended out, I just take a dense makeup brush and dust off the rest of the translucent powder on my face. Next is my favorite step, which is nose contour. So for contouring my nose, I do 2 even lines down the bridge of my nose, and then I also contour the bottom of my nose, like around my nostrils. Contouring the bottom of your nose creates a very nice shadow that brings the whole nose contour together. And using the same Huda Beauty powder, I'm going to apply that underneath my eyes and on the sides of my nose. I'm going to take it up to the ends of my eyebrow so that I can highlight this part of my face. And there I am, just adding more powder, just on my forehead, on my chin, around my mouth, just to set the foundation and really not have it move because I do get very, very oily. Next, I use a blending eyeshadow brush and the same shade that I use to bronze and contour my face, and I'm going to apply that in the crease of my eyelid. Next, I'm using an angled brush with my Huda Beauty Rich Nude eyeshadow palette. I'm using the darkest shade there in the corner, and I'm going to create a wing and liner on the top of my eyelids. Right on top of the contour, I'll apply my bronzer, which is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It smells like chocolate, so I love it. Now for my blush, I use a matte lipstick by MAC called Viva Glam 3. I apply 3 dots on my hands and use a brush to blend that into my nose and my cheeks. And I'll be using the same blush brush to apply this shade in the crease of my eyes. So for the next step, I'm taking a generous amount of translucent powder onto my brush and I'm carving out the cheek contour that I have on both sides. For my lower lash line, I'm using the Urban Decay pencil liner in the shade 0. I'll go back in with the same brush that we used to angle out the eyeliner and apply that on my lower lash line as well. For the inner corner highlight, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Highlighter in the shade Snowflake. Now I only require mascara on my lower lashes, but I am using my favorite mascara. It is Too Faced Better Than Sex. So just on the high points of my eyelid, I'm applying my favorite highlighter, which is the ABH Loose Highlighter in So Hollywood. This shade is discontinued, so I will have to find a highlighter that I love more. So I'll apply this on the base of my eyelid, underneath my brow bones, on the tip of my nose in a very small dot, and a very thin line going up the bridge of my nose as well. Oh, and we can't forget the Cupid's bow as well. And using the same highlighter shade, I'm going to apply that on the high points of my cheeks. For brow gel today, we're using the ABH Dip Brow Gel in the shade Ebony to match my Dip Brow Pomade. Now to finish off this look, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Lip Liner in the shade Trendsetter. And to go along with that, I'm using the Huda Beauty Liquid Lipstick in the shade Trendsetter as well. If you couldn't already tell by this video, I'm a ride or die Huda Beauty fan. And finally, to dust off the extra translucent powder that we used to bake. And there you have it, that is my soft glam everyday-ish makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what other types of videos you would like to see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you! Shout out to my friend Braylon for this awesome artwork. I'm going to link her Instagram and Etsy in the description box below, as well as all the products I used today.